Hello, everybody. It is Sam here. Welcome back to another concert review. This is one that is almost a week in the making. I recently had the pleasure of driving to Richmond, Virginia, the state capital, to see one of my favorite modern bands called The Head and the Heart. And The Head and the Heart were playing at the Altria Theater in Richmond, formerly known as the Mosque. For those of you that are interested in the mosque, for just a quick fact, there's a very famous picture of Elvis Presley when he was performing there, kissing a girl backstage. His tongue is kind of out and her tongue is kind of out. It's a very famous picture of Elvis. I think it's just called The Kiss. Um, and that picture was taken at the Altria Theater. So just a fun fact for you. I got to see Bob Dylan at the theater back in 2014. My first time seeing Bob Dylan, so it was a treat to be back 8 years later to see the Head and the Heart. The Head and the Heart are an indie. They were originally an indie folk group, kind of now just an indie pop group. They've changed. Excuse me. Um, they've changed styles of music a little bit, but they still do some of the old stuff. They're based out of Seattle, Washington. Although the lead singer, Jonathan Russell, is from Richmond, Virginia, as well as the drummer, Tyler. So it was really cool. It was kind of a hometown show for them. They're promoting their newest album called Every Shade of Blue, which is their longest album to date. A bunch of different tracks on it. They did 9 of the tracks. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 16 tracks. They did 9 of the tracks. And I think they ended up doing about 20 songs. So, almost half the show was stuff from Every Shade of Blue. Now, this is a grower of an album. It's grown on me the more I listen to it. And especially after seeing them live, really, really enjoyed hearing some of that. There's the band. In the middle there is Jonathan Russell. There's Tyler, the drummer. And their keyboardist, Kenny Hensley, is not touring with the band at the moment. He's an original member. He's currently not touring, I think, due to just some personal reasons. But it was a great show. I'd never seen the Head and the Heart before. They've been around for 11-ish years. Their big song is called Rivers and Roads. It's been in all sorts of, rom-coms and TV shows and things like that. Very folky. That's the song that they closed the show with, and everybody, it's kind of like a drinking song where everybody, raises their glasses up and sways along to it. It's just one of those like homecoming type songs. They did other older songs like Down in the Valley, Another Story from their second album, Let's Be Still, 10,000 Weight in Gold, um, Shake, Ghosts, songs like that. But then again, they also did songs from here. They opened with the title track called Every Shade of Blue. They essentially did the first half of the album. They did Tiebreaker, Paradigm, a song called Virginia, Wind in the Night, which is really cool because it was the first time they played it in Virginia. Uh, Same Hurt, Hurts But It Goes Away, Don't Show Your Weakness, um, Love We Make, and then they ended up doing Enemy Lines. So they did a bunch of the songs on here. They're in great voice, great musicians. The sound was fantastic. Packed house, probably 2,200 people in the building. So it was really cool. I was like 11 rows from the front, so that was a nice treat. A couple of smaller things. When I got there, I was put in the wrong seat by the ushers. Because I sat through the opener. The opener was a guy named Shaky Graves. He's an Americana guy. I wasn't a big fan of him. I didn't really understand most of the lyrics in terms of like I didn't know what he was saying. Um, I mean, he obviously had fans there. The guy that I was sitting next to, 2 chairs over, he says he liked Shaky Graves before the show. So it was okay. And then they had another guy, an opener, Landon Elliott. He's an old friend of the Head and the Heart when they were out of Richmond. So it was kind of neat for him to see them after all those years. and to sing with them again. He did a duet with Jonathan Russell. They did 10,000 Weight in Gold. Really great stuff. The crowd was fairly younger crowd, and they were all in it the whole time. I stood for most of the show. It was standing room essentially, even though we all had chairs. It was essentially a standing room, and so it was neat. Even though I had the mishap with the usher putting me almost in the very front, and then I got pushed back a few rows. But they were correct. I was in the wrong seat, but I sat in the front for at least an hour of the opener, so the other people weren't in any hurry to get there to their seats. So anyway, it's very cool. The Head and the Heart. I think they just finished up their summer leg of the tour. They're going to be finishing up a few more dates, a few festivals to go into the fall, and then I think they're taking a break. So if you have the chance to see The Head and the Heart, check them out. Check out their music. If you like the folk aspect of music, check out the first two albums, the self-titled, and then the second album called Let's Be Still. And then after that, they kind of go into a more poppy vein. But anyway, let me know. Does anybody know this album? Have you ever seen The Head and the Heart? Just let me know. It's a fantastic show. Thank you for putting on such a great show, The Head and the Heart. As always, y'all be good, take care, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye now.